Welcome to the Utu Podcast. This is Agere Sigunga, your host. Today we are here to discuss about devolution, examine its successes and challenges. And when I mention challenges, I'm talking about the political bad manners. And I'm joined by my guests here, and I'd like them to introduce themselves. From my far right.
So my name is Vincent Tanui. I'm a governance enthusiast. I like doing best is basically explore ways how we can be able to hold government to account.
Okay.
So that is my passion and also the things that I do on day-to-day basis.
Wow.
I'm well known as Muna in Nakuru County, but my official name is Mwinyi. I'm a human rights defender and a paralegal here in Nakuru County.
Wow. Najua she has so many titles as well. Not you'll add the rest as we go on. So I'd like just maybe pose a question to us on do we feel like this concept of devolution has been fully understood?
From my end, I would say that it has not been fully understood and why we have devolution at the moment. And there are some people who have not even embraced devolution up to now. Yeah, that is my personal opinion. I don't know what my brother has to say.
For me, I'll say yes and no. I'll say yes because we have seen citizens engaging at the grassroots level to be able to discuss about their issues. So devolution was about bringing government closer to the people to discuss their issues. So to that extent, I say it has been understood to that particular level. But then again, there's also the aspect of we are still grappling with issues of understanding the roles and the responsibilities of players in devolution, also in the national governments. So I think there's also a gray area in understanding fully what devolution means.
What devolution means. So maybe this the duality of sometimes roles are replicated into other dockets.
Yes.
And that also brings about a challenge. I'd maybe just go directly to asking, is this concept of devolution fully viable? And I'm asking this from a point of, we, like Nakuru County, for example, we get there's the on-source revenue that we collect. We have the equitable share from the government that we also get, and the rest that some support, like donations that support these counties. And when you look about counties in its totality, like the whole Kenya, the counties within our 47 counties, when you talk about on-source revenue that they collect, are they even able to even sustain themselves? And also having in mind that almost the revenue that we collect in the country, 80% goes to debt servicing. So is this county government viable to operate? This devolution viable to operate? Or should we go back to the centralized form of government?
100% I'll say devolution is viable. We just need to address the concerns. But the concept of devolution is very viable. We have seen it in practice, how it has been able to enhance service delivery. So from that standpoint, I can say, despite the challenges, devolution is 100% viable.
Just to add, and even to bring from what he had stated earlier, ilileta powers to the people. This means that the people has the power to ensure that our county goes to the next level. This means that the people are given power to decide where their money will be used, and even give ideas on some sources of revenue for our own county. So for me, when in 2010, that's 27th on August, when the constitution was being passed, I was like, yes, we are going to go now to another level of us owning our own county as Nakuru County. Yeah.
And are you seeing some sort of success in that effort?
Yes, we have some successes, and we still have our own challenges at the same time, because of, I'll say, in terms of bad governance. And that is the root, the one thing that we really need to address as citizen of Nakuru County, or as rather people of Nakuru County.
She has mentioned about bad governance as a challenge to this concept of county in terms of management. So and you mentioned about county governments as people have not understood it, but there is the aspect of, it's supposed to bring service to the people. So when you have service to the people and we have issues such as bad governance, so what exactly are we doing? Is it an issue of, are we seeing some sort of progress? Are we laying some sort of progress if we already have these issues in place? Like bad governance, because you can't tell me I have a bad leader and I expect good results.
So the aspect of bad governance is something that affects devolution. But progress, yes, there's progress. If you measure progress, there's progress. But then again, the overriding factor is that we're still grappling with issues of bad governance. The issues of misuse of public resources, impunity, and other aspect of mismanagement still stock devolution 16 years on. So for me, I can say despite we can measure progress, that there is progress that you can measure. But then again, if you look at where we could have been, if there were no bad governance, then we could have been very far if we are using our resources well. So I think we can say there is progress, but then again, the problem still persists. The problem of corruption, mismanagement of resources, and utilization of funds correctly, still a problem to addressing the challenges that are facing Nakuru County.
And I feel you when you mention that, and it's sometimes very heavy on us because the youthful generation, the people who are agitating for better governance in our country, we want the country to be good. And you mentioned that yes, there's some measure of progress. How do a normal Mama Mboga measure this progress? Because services are here with us. We have now the devolved county government. But then, however much the office is still there, are you able to get that service? So how does a common wananchi should be, or which indicators or parameters should we put in place to be enable us to measure this kind of progress? Because in a short while, we have like 5 years term period. These 5 years that we elect an MC into office, by the second year, after 100 days, we are like, ayuko hapa mtaa, alitoka. Alituacha, like he's not seen around, alipotea kabisa, yetu ulimchagua akahama, such kind of thing. So, and sometimes some people may not even elect, because if you come from informal settlement, some people may even refuse to re-elect an MCA based on the fact that this MCA did not contribute to matanga ile yake, ama baby, he did not attend baby shower. And these are some of the reasons that we have out here. This is why they're not being re-elected into these offices. So which indicators or parameters should we have that, or do we have that tells us the kind of progress we expect from these people?
I'd like to reflect is on lived experience.
Yes.
What we normally do as an organization is to monitor service delivery and give citizen voices to be able to influence the decision. Yeah. So there are citizens who are not able to access water prior to devolution. Now they can enjoy water. So that is a measure of progress. There was no water, people are able to access piped water. There are people who are not able to access healthcare services because of limited personnel and no public hospital infrastructure. But now because of construction of maternity, construction of a dispensary, they're able to access health services. So that is a measure of progress. So if we are able to have a measure that we can say, we can point to particular projects that are able to provide service to the people. Well, it is not enough, but then again, people have started engaging and enjoying the services. So we can measure to certain parameters. We are now in the third governor since the onset of devolution. On every year, on average, Nakuru gets around, let's say, we started with 8 billion in terms of equitable share.
Yes.
Well, in 2013-14. Now we are in 14 billion. So there's a progress in terms of the money the county receiving.
Yes.
But then again, we need to balance between the development expenditure and non-development expenditure. That is the recurrent expenditure. If you are able to sustain, to ensure that we now pay more to development, instead of focusing on recurrent, we'll be able to move headway in terms of access to service. But then again, looking on, I think you have made some progress. However slow, it is a progress. Yes.
Muna, do you feel like we want to add something? And also, when you're adding something, he has mentioned something to do with what we get. We are now at about, say, 14 billion. And he said that that's progress. Kenya, just the other day, we had Mbadi, the CS for Treasury, reading a budget of 4.8 trillion. And then Nakuru gets 14 billion. If you just do a sum of all these 47 counties, comes to 450 billion or somewhere about. We are in some...
Currently, it's 420.
420.
In this financial year.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is what the counties get. And then the national government retains the huge amount of money. What do you see? Are we even prioritizing this devolution, or do we want it to fall?
Vile Vinny alisema mara ya kwanza.
Yes.
That yes, we understand devolution tukianzia hapo mwanzo, but in terms of allocating resources kwa counties na the way it's supposed to be prioritized, hapo ndo kuna kizungumkuti. Because each county hatuwezi kuwa tunapata sisi wote the same budget allocation. Inafaa kudifa. Because needs za Nakuru si needs za mtu mwenye ako Turkana ama uko the farthest end upande za Kakuma ama Dadaab. Tuko na different needs. Ndo utakuta kwa sababu ya bad leadership ama bad governance, ndo utakuta the national government wants to retain more money. But then again, the question will be asking ourselves, why should we choose a leader ambaye kwamba ana interest ya wananchi, but akona interest ya kuensure that niliona fulani akiomoka, so hata mimi naweza simama na niomoke kama Vinny aliomoka in the last election na akatoka blog. Sasa mimi nisimame nitoke blog. So I think we really need to scrutinize all our leaders. But then again, the citizens need to know that hii kazi iko kwa mkono yetu, kwa sababu sisi ndio tuko na powers. Umesikia kuna a project ambayo kwamba imekuwa established na maybe either county government or national government. Get to know, was your money used in the right way? But utakuta mtu anakuuliza mbona nifuatilie. But how will you put your leaders into account na kujua hii pesa yako ilitumika vipi usipofuatilia? So tukitrack tunaweza track vile Vinny anasema kutrack, but watu wengi sana hawapendi kutrack. But it is good that we track so that tujue hii pesa iliallocatiwa kwa hospitali, was it really used for kwa kununua dawa, was it really used, so that we stop hii syndrome ya kulalamika ati tunasema, let me use for example PGH ndio imekuwa ikitrend sana. PGH ina collect revenue Provincial General Hospital the level 6 ina collect a lot of revenue. Na ukiangalia in terms of now giving back now to the people in terms of service delivery iko chini. So there's a gap hapo mahali.
Do you feel the same?
Yeah, they still talking of gaps, there are many gaps. Right from we have many of the Auditor General in its report for 23-24 highlighted 7.8 billion worth of projects that are incomplete, dating back to 3-4 financial years. So if this project were completed in time, it will enhance service delivery. But now there's delay. Some of them have stalled. It's now denying service to the people. So there are many gaps. We agree that there are many gaps. If these gaps are able to be addressed, I think we'll be fine in terms of enhancing access to service delivery.
Muna is talking about the concept of social audit. The public should follow up on the kind of projects that they have in place to see if they were actually delivered.
Yeah.
But right now, we have so many reports that have always been released from the Auditor General's office. The control of the budget talks about mismanagement of funds, excesses in terms of government functions. And with all this report, and you still encourage people to still go out there, what should we actually do? Don't we have bodies that are supposed to, are mandated to do that job? Why should the public be involved?
I think there's the concept of social audit is about ownership of the project. If you are the person who is utilizing the service, you're a better place to provide feedback on the status of service delivery. So if people are able to be involved, beside what is regarded as official work of government institution who are supposed to be able to audit expenditure, citizens need to be involved because they provide feedback on the status of service delivery. Also, the fact that these institutions that provide oversight, many of them have no resources to be able to conduct thorough oversight. Many of them lack necessary staff or adequate staff to be able to provide the kind of oversight that is needed. So what needs to be done is to complement it with citizens. Me and you, when a project is being implemented in my locality, it is upon us to get interested and to know the scope of work and also provide feedback on the status of implementation. That way we'll be able to complement the work of official government oversight bodies. So I think the place of citizens is very important. Even the law recognizes that citizens need to be involved in the implementation of project. So I think we are carrying out our constitutional mandate to be able to participate effectively in the implementation of projects to be able to ensure that it works for us. So we're able to give feedback. For instance, I think in our journey of social audit, there was a classroom that was constructed. It was a ECD classroom. But before even officially been open to be operational, it has already developed cracks in the walls, cracks in the floor. This points out to poor workmanship. So citizens are able to point out saying that if this class is dilapidated without even being used, so there's a problem somewhere that the person was given the work probably did not able to adhere to guidelines provided. So if we provide feedback, they're able to correct some of these particular mistakes, and at the same time, we're able to get service. So there's importance for us to actually get used to participating in terms of ensuring that we give feedback. We are able to complement those who have been given the official mandate of oversight. Yes.
Mwananchi beckons on you to participate meaningfully in this process. And this participation does not only start and ends by the time where your views are being collected. Most of us tend to believe that, when like finance bill, you remember in Kenya, when you just know that, your views are needed, present your views. It actually calls for continuous participation into that process. So I believe we should get that right.
Yes,
Muna, what do you have to say?
Maybe me I would add this. The reason why Vinny anasema tunafaa kuhakikisha tuna audit, it's because tunasema tunataka quality. Nimepeana example ya shule. Tupeane example ya barabara. Barabara imeconstructiwa. But ukiangalia materials ambazo kama zimetumika, ni kama kwa sababu maybe tuseme hakukuwa na mtu mwenye ana follow up. Si contractor ataamua hata yeye mwenyewe anataka kujibenefit. Because if we have bad leadership na leader mwenyewe ameamua kwa ile pesa contractor kama ni shilingi 100, yeye ameamua kuchukua shilingi 50 abakishie contractor 50. Contractor naye ataamua atatumia shilingi 20 ajibakishie 30. So I think the ball still it's back to us as the citizen. Na tunafaa kujiambia, what do we really want as citizen? Yani tunafaa kujiuliza, wacha ile unasema ati inchi tuitakayo. Tunataka county yetu ikae vipi? We need to draw our county, especially during this period of time. County yetu inakaa vipi na tunataka ikae vipi? Yeah.
Nairobi walisema slogan nyingine hapo ya tunavyoitaka.
So ni the same tu, unataka county yako ikae vipi? Draw your county. As you draw your county, ukipicture, jiambie that it is my responsibility, my role as a person to ensure that county itakaa vile nataka by making the best choice come 2027.
Okay. So bad manners. Tell me about bad manners in the county. Some of the challenges that we faced in this country, but they stem from this bad manners.
One of them that I can say is a bad manners is I can point to just one expenditure. The county government is mandated to actually have an office of attorney. People who are able to provide legal service to the county. But then again, we still outsource legal service
from the private
litigators.
Yes, yeah.
So this is actually wastage of resources because we have an in-house litigator who is able to represent the county.
Yes.
But we still spend about 30 million to be able to outsource legal service.
services.
These are bad manners, if you ask me.
And by the way, there's sometimes when you hear of a scandal, and the only person who was actually paid was a law firm.
Yes.
60 million was given to a law firm, but there's nothing that has happened, has taken place.
Those are bad manners.
That's a bad manners.
I saw they had a provincial. I don't know if they picked an attorney general because the walikuwa may call for that position, hoping it's going to be free and fair. And we're hoping that you're going to get someone will be accountable and credible at the same time to the citizens of this county. But then again, for lack of better word, hata kupose a question to our citizens, do we really feel that tumepata haki in terms of even service delivery in our county? No. Just recently nilipata a call. Bad manners means it's bad leadership at the same time. Mtu ananiambia alienda hospitali, it was a public hospital, akafanyiwa operation. Na alikuwa anajua SHA itamlipia. But then again, aliambiwa tena anafaa kulipia daktari kando na pesa ya daktari iko included in the service. So who is to blame?
It's you to blame. The person who pays. Ama is the person who receives.
Not the person who pays and the person who receives. It's the people who decided not to speak out about the issue. It is we the people.
Yeah.
Kitu imefanyika, you don't want to talk about it. We are silent about it. But why not speak out when there's an issue? Atuongei kwa sababu siongei kwa sababu nachukia Vini. Naongea because nataka kuona Vini amerekebisha.
Yeah.
Then again tunaangalia, tutumie ile example ya kitambo tuletewa, walisema wanatuletea hizi za mbolea, fertilizers. Yeah. Tuletewa fertilizers na kaje. That is really bad manners because wananchi wetu wakienda kuzitumia zitaleta madhara gani? I think ni sisi tu, the ball back in a roll back to.
So generally ni pilferages zenye zinakonga, leakages zenye ziko mingi.
Yeah.
Kwa account in terms of relations. So, and sometimes people call for automations. I don't know kama that is the only way out. Ama tunaweza fanya nini?
Yeah, I think automation of service, especially paying of revenue, need to be fully automated because it minimizes leakages.
Yeah.
When we pay in cash, there's a tendency to be able to abuse those particular resources. So I think we should be able to automate to ensure that money is able to be accounted for. So I think there's need for automation. So for me, the county has tried in terms of automating services, in terms of paying of revenue, but then again needs to be effective because there's too much downtime.
Yeah.
When sometimes you want to pay, you are told that there's a problem with the online system, so you're not able to pay in an automated way. So I think there's need to ensure that it is effective to ensure it serves the people.
And
just before you end, the equal effective to the people, this means lazima utumie resources.
Yeah.
This means lazima uinvest to something that itakuwa ni, unajua ukitaka kununua nguo utanunua bora nguo, but ni nguo utaangalia pia quality.
Yeah.
So I think they need to look for a very good service provider who's going to ensure when we are tunalipa through online inakuwa iko sawa.
Ikuwe kwa tail.
Kwa tail. Unakuta saa zingine ukienda unaona kama e-citizen. Sasa zingine wewe ina nini?
Yeah.
Inakataa kufunction. Juzi last week nilikuwa jaribu kulipa na tunajaribu kuaccess tupatiwe invoice through e-teams, but it was not working.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the services need to be ensured that we get quality people who are giving us these services.
And very, very efficient.
And then of course also, what I don't understand is when I'm paying, normally when you pay for health services, let's say from level 4 to level 5, you're required to pay.
Yeah.
When you pay via till, you are still being charged to pay. So there's a transaction fee that is being levied. I don't understand why should a public entity actually do business with people who are paying for service.
And somebody who also raised a complaint of, this housing, avoidable housing. They call it avoidable. I've heard they call it avoidable housing. Don't say it's me. But for these houses, you realize public money. It's like, I invest into this program. They tax me, and I pay that amount of money. And then this money, government uses to build those houses. And then somebody somewhere goes and buy that house. So he's enjoying a service that I actually contributed to. And sometimes I may not be even in a capacity to even enjoy from that services. So I believe those are some of the bad manners that we may have.
Yes.
So by the time we're just about to finish, just mention at least something that you feel is an achievement for us to have this devolution as an achievement.
For me, I can count the aspect of government services being closer to the people. You are able to access your ward administrator and consult on development processes. So I think that was a problem before. You need to travel to county headquarters to encounter government officials. So for me, I can say the people have been given an opportunity to be able to discuss and actually provide feedback. That is one aspect of devolution. The other aspect of devolution is that it has provided service. We can debate about the quality and the availability of service all round. But then again, somebody can go to a public facility and able to access service. Access to ECD classrooms. I think it has been expanded, unlike before. I think prior devolution, it was actually private entities providing this particular service. But I think now it has been provided, although not effective, people are able to still enjoy service. Access to water. If you look that, we have improved in terms, Nakuru is on, I think it's about 72% coverage of clean water.
Yeah.
So I think a majority of the citizens are able to...
It's just the rationing that people are complaining
about. The rationing.
Okay.
So in terms of quantity, I think there's still a problem. But accessibility, I think we are still, the government is still managing to be able to provide service.
Okay.
I think after devolution, agriculture, we've seen even part of agriculture in Agro, and we've witnessed young people being trained on agriculture. So at least tunaweza sema it is on the rise kisaizi kidogo, despite that some challenges are here and there, but kumekuwa na a lot of even young people taking up agriculture as a source of income and even doing value addition in terms of part agriculture. Then we go back to young people participating during public participation. Saizi utakuta at least we have the numbers has increased for young people. That is why unaona hata during the finance bill last year na this year people at least wameanza kufunguka macho. It is because the way Vincent amesema, now people are getting to understand. So the services may bring you back to wananchi. Somiel mentioned the two because he had already mentioned a lot, but generally we'll say that devolution has brought a lot of significant changes in our county, and it has really opened the eyes of our wananchi.
And also access to information. I can't fail to mention access to information, especially budget information. For us as budget practitioners, it was difficult to be able to access budget information, especially budget documents. But now, I think the county is trying. If you go to their website, you are able to see most of the budget documents being uploaded. And that makes issues of accountability very easy because we are able to access.
So those are some of the achievements that we find in our county government. And I always say that despite however much, even...
Changamoto zipo.
Yes. But then even the worst form of devolution is still far much better than centralized form of government.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Definitely.
100%.
Yes. Okay, so at least we'll just take a parting shot from each one of you as you face the camera, say something to your audience as we wind up.
I think for me, what I can really say is that for us as citizens, the ball is in our court. Every 5 years, we are given an opportunity to elect leaders. If we elect bad leaders, it means we are electing bad leadership. So for me, as I can be able to urge my fellow citizens, be proactive. Kuwa kadi, lakini chagua kiongozi bora. I think the devolution suffers much more because of bad leadership. We need to remove these bad manners by electing good people to power. And of course, when you elect somebody to power, you must be able to hold that person to account. So election means for us to be able to participate effectively in governance. We're able to provide feedback, and we're able to audit some of the services being provided by the county government. So I think as citizens, tukue kadi, tuchague kiongozi bora.
Yes. Muna, you can look. That's your camera, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Your voice is in your hands. You have the power to decide. Come 2027, ask yourself, what do you really want? What kind of leaders do you really want? If you choose wisely. And never question if you don't vote.
Wow. We all hold to the same opinion that there's need for hygiene in our politics as a nation. So continue this conversation on board. I know we are just limited with time, but we will have these continuous conversations next time. And follow, share, and comment in our session. Thank you.